Hello, Meg here from I Teach Stamping, and today is our third video in this video series, and I'm going to teach you about how to do this awesome cool fence and my favorite tricks on how to do this. So I'm going to start with some of my adhesive sheets, and I've put in a piece of crumb cake that's going to be 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. I'm just going to take my snips and cut all the way around. Once again, cutting out the section of my adhesive sheets that I've already used, so I don't have to guess or stick my finger in it to find out if it really is still sticky. So this goes in the trash. So we've already got our sticker now on the back. Now we're going to grab one of my favorite things, and this is Post-it adhesive tape. Now if you can't find it, because last time I showed this I got a bazillion questions on where to find it, go to an office supply store. If you can't find it, just use Post-it notes. Everybody can find those. Alright, so I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it right about 1/2 inch up from the bottom. Alright, this is going to serve as a guide for me in just a bit. Now we're going to do our big shutting. I don't know why I've got my paper cutter here. We're going to do our big shutting first, and then we're going to use our paper cutter. So we're going to be using the Woodgrain embossing folder. Put it in there and zip this on through our big shot. Okay, how easy was that to get that? I love getting texture easy ways. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my paper cutter. So I'm going to be using my guillotine style paper cutter, and this one is from Stampin' Up, and I love it for a couple reasons, but I'm going to wait to show you one of my favorite things I love about it. Alright, so I'm going to take care of this section here first. So I cut it to be, or I put my Post-it about 1/2 inch so I can get 2/4 inch strips out of there. And so that's what I'm going to do first. There we go. Now we're going to turn our attention to this right here. So I started with this at 5 inches long, and I'm going to scoot it down, and I'm paying attention to this ruler right here. 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so we're going to do 3/8, and this is why we put the Post-it tape in place. I'm going to cut until I get to that Post-it tape. I don't want to cut all the way through, and so that's just going to serve as my guide so I know when to stop. Okay, I think I actually just cut that one off. Good grief, doesn't matter. Okay, moving along. So now that's the disadvantage of looking at it from a different angle while you're doing a video. Okay, so moving it down every 3/8 of an inch. And I still have my adhesive sheet on the back. Let's see here, where was that one? Right there, so I need to go right here. So, I know that this can be kind of tedious. You're going to love the end result. But okay, so why I like using the guillotine one. First off, I can cut through this sticker sheet and my cardstock at the same time. If you're using one of the sliding ones, the little trimmer type ones, sometimes it doesn't cut through as well, but this one was designed to cut through multiple layers at once. So definitely a cool feature of it. Now, why do I love it even more than that? Because of this right here. Okay, see, this area right up here was designed to hold paper clips, and the disclaimer is no, it was never intended to hold food, but this way, in case you get hungry, you can just have a snack, because like I said, this part can get a little tedious. And normally that would have chocolate in it, but I'm trying to set a good example on these videos. Okay, so just keep on going, work your way down every 3/8 of an inch and munch as you go. Okay, so this last little section, I'm just going to wing it and see how I do. Alright, so now I've got this funky looking thing, and we are ready to move this out of the way. So finish up on your snack, and I'm going to bring in my grid paper. Now we're ready for the next step, which is going to include our great little funky looking thing of our wood strips and our word window punch. So I'm going to take each of we're going to refer to these as fingers. I'm going to take each of the little fingers I'm going to slide them into the end portion of my punch and punch. Okay, and that's going to give me my rounded little fence posts. So this is where I got the 3/8 inch measurement. All I did was measure this punch. Okay, just slide it in and punch. And don't worry about how far down you're punching. I have given you plenty of room with these measurements that if you punch off a lot, it'll still be just fine. Now, if you punch it all the way down to, you know, like down here, then we might have a problem. Okay, so just kind of go through and get all these good and punched out. Just, if they kind of get stuck a bit, just feed them in through the side and then twist. Okay, so I'm going to get all these punched and then we'll come right back. So now that we have all of our little fence posts cut, what I'm going to do is put it back into my paper cutter and cut this part off. Now, in case you're wondering why I added these extra steps and I'm left with this, these little guys get lost very easily. And when they're all self-contained and then punching out, trust me, it works a whole lot easier. Okay, so we're going to get all these off of there. Boing, boing, boing. And then we are ready to adhere them to our page. So you remember these little strips that added up to our little 1/2 inch section? That's what I'm going to start with first. And because these already have the adhesive sheets on the back, this is so easy. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm just going to put it down at the bottom. Boom, and there's my first fence post. Now I'm going to take the second one, and go up, yeah, maybe 1/2 inch. Oh, and I've got Post-it tape that I did cut. That's okay, because what is it? It's Post-it. Ta-da! Okay. Then I'm just going to put this one down. And if it doesn't go all the way to the edge like mine, no worries. Trust me, I'm going to show you how to fix that. Alright, so I'm going to start with these little bad boys. And I'm just going to start peeling off the backings. Now, should it kind of give you a little fit, my favorite way, or if you don't have fingernails, or if you have fingernails that are too thick, just grab your paper piercer and just be careful. We don't want you losing, yeah, no blood. Blood's not good. Just go through and separate it off. And then you're ready to put these into place. Now, I don't want mine sticking up too far off the page, like too far from the bottom. You know, probably about 1/2 inch across. So once I have that first one in place, then I'm going to share with you a great tip. These type of rulers are by far my favorite rulers. And I like them because they're metal and I don't cut through them. But the other reason I like them is they've got this cork on the back side. Now, I'm hoping that you can see this. There's a little bit of space between that cork and that ruler, so you've got a ledge. So what I'm going to do is put my ruler in place and slide it down until that cork hits that first one. Then I'm going to make sure that this is nice and straight across. Then I'm going to take another fence post, hold my ruler in place, and I'm just going to slide it up till it hits that cork. Okay, so I'm going to work my way all the way down, but now I don't have to worry about lining things up. My ruler is doing that work for me. Love, love, love that ruler. And did you notice I'm using this silicone plate again so I can stick it past, I can stick my fence post down past the edge here, and it doesn't matter. And it's not sticking to my grid paper, it's not sticking to anything else. It's just perfect. My only complaint about this silicone thing is I wish it was 12 by 12 or 13 by 13. So, peel this off, and remember when we were making the stems in the second video and I said you might cover up some of your stems? That's okay. Alright, so keep going through and then I'll come back and show you the next step. Alright, so now I have my fence all done. I'm going to take my ruler off and look at that. So what do you not see on this page? You don't see any glue drying. You don't see any stray adhesive. You see a straight line and some funky pieces hanging over the edge. Remember I said if your crumb cake didn't go all the way to the edge, that was no problem? Look, just put an extra fence post over on the side. Okay, so don't worry. We are going to get this all trimmed up. But see, that's covering it up, and no one but you and me will know. Alright, so then we're going to lift this off of our silicone. No adhesive. Love that. Okay, so you just want to grab your snips and start trimming. Okay, this one. And then just start going this way with it. And when they start really sticking to your scissors, just peel them off and stick them down. And just keep trimming all the way down. Have you ever seen an easier way to do a fence post? I love doing it this way. And trim up the side over here. And then, my friends, we have made our fence post. Ta-da! Look how perfect that is. So our fence is made. So that is going to conclude our third video in this video series. If you like this video, be sure to like it below and be sure to share it with your friends. And if you want to learn even more of my tips and tricks that I do with all my paper crafting, then you definitely want to sign up for my newsletter. That's where I send out a lot of that information. So just go to www.iteachstamping.com and sign up for that newsletter. Alright, in our next video, I'm going to show you how to put it all together. So we're going to finish out our super cute card. Alright, I will see you on the next video.